find lucky integer in an array. So to solve this problem, we need to know one concept, and that's dictionaries. You might know them as hash maps, but the idea is you need to know what key value pairs are. And key value pairs are stored in dictionaries. The idea is that for every key maps to a value. And every key is unique, but every value might not be unique. So you can only have, if all the keys are integers, you can only have one key that's the value of 1. You can't have multiple value of 1s, right? But what you can have is like 1 to 10, 2 to 10, if it's an int to an int, right? This is possible, but what's not possible is the vice versa, right? Like this. That's not okay. And with that, we're going to utilize this idea in this problem. So how do we solve it? Well, the idea is that an array is considered, well, not an array. So in an array, an integer is lucky if that integer has a frequency that is equal to its value, given the value is in the array, right? So what it means is, well, the array has, 2, 2, 3, 4. So if the value, like 2, has a frequency that's the same as 2, that's considered lucky. And if there are multiple lucky numbers, then we want the largest. So it's pretty simple, right? It's pretty straightforward. What we're going to do is we're going to tally up, as we iterate through the array left to right, the frequency of each key. And each key, as we said, has to be unique. So it's going to store the unique elements of the array. So 2 happens twice, 3 happens once, and 4 happens once as well. So in our case, the key is, the array element, and the value, right, is going to be the frequency of that element. And afterwards, all we have to check is if the key is equal to the value, then the answer is going to be equal to the max of the current lucky integer with the new lucky number, which is going to be the k value here. It could be also v, because k and v are the same, but we just use k. And that's the whole logic. We just program this up and we're good. We are going to, as we said, maintain a dictionary. We will call it D, and iterate through every element in the array. So for element in the array, if this element is not in the dictionary, then the dictionary of the element has to equal 1. There's one occurrence of it. Otherwise, it is in the dictionary, and we increment the current position by 1. And after we've counted the unique values and their frequencies, we have to check if they're lucky. So for key in the d.keys, so the key method .keys method on the dictionary gives us all the keys. We get all the keys, and if that key is equal to d of the key, so d of key gives us the value, then we say that this is lucky. And we store the lucky number in an answer, and we'll just call it -1, because if there are no lucky numbers, we return -1. And we only update answer within these if statements if we enter them at all. And here we say answer is equal to the max of the current lucky number with the new lucky number, which is the key. And with that, we can just return answer once we're all done. So let's run it. And invalid syntax. So why is that the case? There's no is statement here. So there we go. So let's submit. And that's the solution.